A 20-year-old mother walked toward the Arkansas River at 4 in the morning, carrying something retrieved from the back seat of her car. Her 6-week-old daughter has not been seen since. The baby's name is Laylynn Dream Wilson. She was 6 weeks old. She had barely been alive long enough to know her mother's voice, and now both of them are gone, vanished into a river running at 149,000 cubic feet per second. A current so powerful that dive teams cannot safely enter the water. Authorities do not suspect foul play. They suspect something worse. Dardanelle, Arkansas. A town where the Arkansas River bends south and the dark water moves faster than anyone expects. A town where Veterans Riverfront Park sits at the edge of the river and a concrete boat ramp slopes down into the current that never stops. 20-year-old Ashlynn Bocksnick lived here. She was a mother, a daughter, and in the early hours of Thursday morning, she became the subject of an urgent multi-agency search that has now consumed the attention of every law enforcement department in Yale and Polk counties. Her daughter, 6-week-old Laylynn Dream Wilson, is the youngest person this channel has ever covered. A newborn, an infant who, by every measure of human decency, should be swaddled in a crib right now, breathing, warm, and alive. Instead, rescue crews are dragging sonar equipment across a river so swollen with rainwater that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has issued a small craft advisory. The river is running at more than double the threshold at which they warn boaters to stay off the water. Dive teams cannot go in. The water is muddy. Visibility is zero. On the grass won't wash away. Undetected footprints. They are searching for a 20-year-old woman and a 6-week-old baby in a river that is actively trying to kill anyone who enters it. To understand how a 20-year-old mother and her newborn end up at a boat ramp at 4 in the morning, you have to go back to the night before. Wednesday evening, Ashlynn was on the phone with her baby's father. The details of that call have not been fully released. But what the family has shared is this: the conversation was unusual. It was not a fight, at least not as described. It was something quieter, more disturbing. According to Francilla Williams, Dream's great aunt on her father's side, the two were talking, and then somewhere in the middle of that conversation, Ashlynn just stopped. She paused. She went silent, and then the phone disconnected. That was the last anyone heard from her. The baby's father never heard her voice again. Francilla Williams described the family's grief in words that should not need paraphrasing. She said, quote, "I just pray that she's not in that water. I just really hope they don't find either one of them in there." This is a family standing at the edge of a river praying that a 20-year-old woman and her 6-week-old daughter are somewhere, anywhere, other than the muddy bottom of the Arkansas River. At 2:50 a.m. Thursday, Dardanelle police officer Alfred, the call was for a person who was going to take their own life. Ashlynn's mother met the officer at the house and told him that her daughter had left on foot with the baby approximately 10 minutes earlier. She had been talking, the mother said, talking in a way that frightened her family. Negative talk about taking her own life. Officer Tapia did what every officer in that situation is trained to do. He started patrolling the whole city, parks, hospitals, everywhere a young woman with a baby might go at 3 in the morning. And then he came to the boat ramp. The first thing he saw was the blue car parked at the ramp. He approached the driver's side. The vehicle was unoccupied. Officer Tapia told KATV, "I started patrolling the whole city, parks, hospitals, everywhere. I came down here and first thing I see the blue car by the boat ramp. I proceeded to the driver's side and the vehicle was unoccupied. And from there, I called dispatch and let them know to call the rescue right away." And then he started calling her name into the dark, over the sound of the river. No answer. What the surveillance camera at Veterans Riverfront Park showed would confirm what every search commander feared. Ashlynn Bocksnick arrived at the boat ramp in her vehicle shortly before 4 a.m. She parked. She exited the vehicle. She retrieved something from the back seat. Authorities have said it's unclear from the footage whether she was holding the baby. She then walked around the front of the car towards the river and disappeared from view. She did not come back. The car stayed. The baby, if she was carrying Dream, went with her. The Arkansas River at Dardanelle is not a still lake. It is not a pond. It's a major waterway moving with a current that the Army Corps of Engineers measures in cubic feet per second. On Friday morning, that flow was 149,000 cubic feet per second. For context, the advisory threshold, the point at which they tell boaters the water is too dangerous, is 70,000. The river was running at more than double that. Dardanelle Police Chief Joe Patrick described the conditions plainly. The water had risen. The current had grown swift. Crews were on the river until 1 in the morning, and they had to shut down because the water was getting, in his words, pretty swift. They came back at sunrise. The search that followed has been massive. Yale County Officer of Emergency Management, Yale County Mounted Patrol, Yale County Dive Team, Dardanelle Fire Department, Russellville Police Department, Russellville Fire Department, Arkansas State Police, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, Hope County Office of Emergency Management, Conway County Rescue Crew, the Morgan Nick Foundation, an organization founded by a mother whose own daughter disappeared in Arkansas in 1995 and was never found. Every one of them on the river, in the mud, in the rain. Stars moved through Thursday evening and forced crews to suspend operations. The water rose 3 feet overnight. Chief Patrick said the biggest challenge is not the size of the river or the distance. It is the visibility. The water is muddy. They cannot see. They are relying entirely on sonar. Dragging sonar across a river bottom, looking for a 20-year-old woman and a baby who was 6 weeks old. No foul play is suspected. That is what the Dardanelle Police Department has said. No outside actor, no abductor, no stranger. Just a young mother, a newborn, and a river. Francilla Williams said this, "It's just really devastating. It's my nephew. He's a new father of Dream. And my sister and my brother-in-law, this is their first child, a baby named Dream who was 6 weeks old. A father who will never hear the end of that phone call differently. A grandmother who sent an officer to find her daughter was told the car was empty. A great aunt standing on the shore of a river asking God that the water does not hold what she fears it holds. Anyone with information about Ashlynn Bocksnick or baby Laylynn Dream Wilson is asked to contact Yale County Dispatcher at 479-495-7911.
Blood on the grass won't wash away.